Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm your host, Jay Mornett. I'm joined now by Greg and Eric Kantz from a new nonprofit called Pull Up for Patriots. So welcome.
Thank you.
We're excited to hear about this because I always like new organizations, and I like to hear a little bit about how they got started. So tell me a little bit about that.
Thanks, Jane. Pull Up Bars for Patriots is a nonprofit 501c3 charity. Our main focus is to establish permanent memorials in the set of pull-up bars to honor the fallen service members while also encouraging physical fitness in the community. So rather than just a tree or a bench, which is a way to honor fallen service members, or a statue, we actually have an interactive memorial where people can come out and do pull-ups and honor fallen service members.
That's wonderful. Now, how did this idea come to you? How did this germinate?
Well, as a former Marine, you do a lot of pull-ups. So when I'd take my son to the park, there was never a pull-up bar for adults, so I couldn't jump up and do pull-ups. And so I started thinking, hey, what if we put up a pull-up bar in honor of the fallen service members? And started talking to my wife about it a little bit, and she told me her dear friend, her cousin had actually died in Fallujah, Iraq in 2004. And then, so then I had somebody to do it for, and then I kind of brought it to me and my brother, brought it to him, and then we kind of put it together from there.
And I've seen how it's worked in the park. I mean, it's a very nice way, and to your point, it's very interactive, which I think it makes you think about that. I mean, I always remember the movies. You always see, soldiers doing the pull-ups. I wish I could do them myself. So that is, but it makes you think a little bit about it.
Correct. Yeah, and it gives you a reason to do it. So if you're fearful or don't want to do a pull-up, doing it for somebody, it's worth the sacrifice because they've given the ultimate sacrifice.
Eric, you've been crucial in the development of this organization. Talk a little bit about your role.
I was a bit intimidated because my brother clearly does many, many more pull-ups than I do. But I lent my brain to the operation, so by training I'm a lawyer, and so helped him with some of the technical aspects, but really keeping the organization now focused on the future. And what the future is finding others who are passionate about this, about veterans, about physical fitness, and organizations that are willing to lend time, that are willing to lend money, their name, are interested in events. The pull-up bars are not just a simple iron post set out in the middle of a park. It's a costly endeavor because it's a true very attractive memorial with a very nice footprint and colored. And so we really want to make it something special for the fallen members.
Yeah. Describe a little bit more, because I've seen pictures of it, but for our viewers. So describe how the pull-up bar, what does it look like when it's in a park?
So the idea is when you go to the park, they've got the poured in place foundation, so it's the foamy kind of foundation, and then we have the star to honor the service member, and then it's 3 pull-up bars. So then 2 people can do them at the same time, or you can come out and do it, and then long term, just like we can track the pull-ups that were done for them in a web capacity, like a social media aspect.
Nice. And it's nice to have that camaraderie ship, which is a big part of being in the military, is that whole sense of team and doing things together. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really lovely. Yeah. You have participated in a lot of events, and you've talked a little bit about that. So, and I know you've been at the Naperville Safety Expo. So talk a little bit more about the kinds of events. I know you've got a big one coming up to kind of help with the awareness.
Yeah, it's been great so far. One of our kickoff events also in Naperville for the Memorial Day Parade, where we climbed into this World War II vehicle and got a lot of cheers and a lot of people posing for pictures with us. Have an event coming up now in Elmhurst on April 28th at 7 o'clock. Nick Janowitz and Jeremy Miller, 2 of the owners of Patriots Sport and Fitness, are going to look to break the Guinness World Record for pull-ups in 12 hours and in 24 hours. And it's going to be amazing.
Oh,
it's going to be amazing to watch. I will do my 3 before they get started, and then we'll go from there.
Do one for me, would you?
Yeah,
yes,
we'll do.
Okay.
But it should be a really exciting event. Both of those guys are very fired up, just generally very alive, and are all about the project. So it's going to be fun to watch. Yeah.
And that'll be an event that will help raise money?
Correct.
Yes.
The funds that are raised from that event are going to come back to the organization and hopefully put up a set of pull-up bars.
Okay. Now, you talked a little bit, if you're comfortable, with they're expensive. It's not cheap. Can you give us an idea of what that will cost to put something like that in?
It's about $18,000 to $20,000.
That's a lot of money you need to raise. Yeah. What's your goal?
The goal, probably short term, maybe get a couple sets up this year, and then long term, maybe have them set up around the country. So if you say you go visit Michigan or something, you can do pull-ups in honor of another fallen service member from that hometown, or or just around the community. Even if you have one here in Naperville or one in Elmhurst, then you can like drive from one to the other or ride your bike from one to the other and stuff like that, and do pull-ups in honor of the fallen service members.
Very nice. Greg, you talked a little bit about partnering, which I really liked. Have you seen in your work that you're doing with the organization people coming alongside this thought and this project and this idea?
Yeah, there's a lot of interest, certainly, and it's amazing the number of organizations, again, to connect through one of those three branches, military and fitness. So we've had quite a bit of interest, and so now it's turning that into actually getting some of the projects done. That's our goal.
Okay, wonderful. So we'd like to have one in Naperville. So do we think we can make that happen?
It is. We're in the very beginning processes of discussing it with the Park District in one sense. And I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
I'll let you know. But there are 8 fallen service members from here in Naperville, so it's a large number. And we'd just like to honor those, especially being a resident of Naperville myself. So.
Wonderful. Well, I thank you both. I think it's a very interesting way, as you said, versus a tree or a bench, which are all lovely too, but a very interesting, interactive way to think about who you're honoring and how you're honoring them, and a great way to get fit too.
Yeah.
Definitely. Terrific. So thank you so much for stopping by and sharing with us this exciting new project and new work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
If you would like to find out more about pull-up bars for Patriots, please go and visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. We're coming right back.